Teach for All has brought together 9 network partners who are all prioritising social innovation support for alumni in their local contexts. We want to build an interconnected global community of network partner staff who are working on the social innovation pathway. So a really big part of this event was to bring people together to forge relationships so that we can accelerate progress around the network. We wanted to increase everybody's knowledge and understanding, so we've used this event as an opportunity for them to share with 9 other partners what they're doing, what they're learning critically, and how they're developing their programs in their contexts. On day 1, we went to Bangalore, where Teach for India were hosting the final day of their Innovate Ed Summit.
Innovated is Teach for India's in-house incubation program that supports early-stage entrepreneurs and helps them to build organizations in the education space. On this final day, we have speakers from all around the ecosystem. We also have network partners from different parts of the world come and learn and also share their own insights. And it's just a space to connect and learn and grow.
That was really encouraging, really inspiring. I found it really useful when they were talking about the different types of support they've received that's helped them along their way. Again, that gives me lots to think about how we diversify the different types of organisations we're supporting in the UK.
On day 2, we thought about the what and the why. What is social innovation and why have our organisations prioritised it?
So it really changes the way that I see social innovation from something like a program to something like a platform that connects the entire community.
I think what I liked the most was focusing on the problem and taking enough time to understand the problem before going and moving on to generating ideas and solutions.
While each of us came from very different contexts and different parts of the world, this was a process which was applicable and something each of us could take back to our own context and apply.
These skills are very helpful to also integrate into our own work. So beyond just the social innovation context, we could use this in pedagogy or school transformation.
On day 3, we spent some time learning from Teach for Austria's Alumni Association, who've set up an incubator called Seed.
Somehow it really helped me to reflect over my program, because I always see program in my context, and now I had to see it also from other contexts.
It's similar in some sense because it's trying to support entrepreneurs, and we're trying to do the same here in India. One thing that particularly struck me was the idea that it was not directly run by Teach for Austria, but it was actually an alumni association, and the burden didn't necessarily fall on the organization to do this.
The second presentation, doing by Olamai from Teach First, it was so interesting, this thing about the importance of the meaning of the measuring the impact.
It's a different thing to measure our impact as a program and to measure the impact of the projects that we are funding and supporting, because I somehow had this always mixed up in one thing.
I was talking about impact and I presented how much we had spent and invested. And the money suggests that it's a lot of scale, but somebody mentioned that sustainability is more than that. It's how embedded it is within the government, within your ecosystem. And I thought actually maybe we need to rethink about how we talk about our success in that way, because just stating the amount of money we've given out is not a real picture of success. So that was great.
The sharing of experiences of others is so rich in the things that you learn from the steps that they took, and actually have a very fast track to doing better.
Day 4 was about pitching.
I never thought about the before, the during and the after of the pitching itself, and also that the jury should also be prepared. They should be more in a nurturing mindset than actually a judging mindset.
I really enjoyed hearing about Felipe's journey, because just before I came I was thinking, should we be outsourcing some of what we do? And he's just shared so many things as to what works well, what doesn't work well.
Teach for Armenia is in a first stage of developing social innovation. I had a discussion with Felipe. Our context is similar, therefore I'm wondering how they are doing this, how they are choosing alumni, how they are promoting this. It was really useful for me to learn from my colleagues.
I'm feeling really energised by the potential of this group of awesome people who are now an interconnected global community of people who are pioneering locally rooted but globally informed social innovation programming. This community has the huge potential to accelerate the progress and impact of social entrepreneurs in their local contexts, because they're now connected. They have the ability to share what they're doing, share strategies, troubleshoot common challenges, to share resources, share their approaches, to really accelerate the progress and impact of their work back home.